All right, you ready? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the R&S Popcast, where we talk all things movies, Minecraft, YouTube, and more. I'm here with my co-host, Jesus Reigns Studio.
And I'm here with my co-host, Spidey Steve. We're here to tell you all about the details of the month, but before that, Spidey Steve, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? I know we recently both started brand new Minecraft survival worlds, at least with the intention to have them go long term. We'll see how well that goes, but how have you been doing in your new survival world?
Well, I'm honestly not set between whether I want to continue with my new world called Grind or continuing with Hardcore, but Grind's off to a good start. I really like the seed that I'm in particular.
Does it have any like standout features in it?
It's mostly just the biomes. A lot of times I've struggled to get a lot of wood variety, and I have access to 5 varieties of wood right off the bat, which is amazing.
That does sound nice. It gives you lots of good materials to start building with. Me
Yes, and
personally,
best of all is mangrove.
mangrove is nice. I always find that one harder to find, especially in worlds that have like I feel like mangrove maybe it's just the amount of biomes that they keep adding, but I feel like the biomes are becoming harder to find besides like the basic ones.
Yes, I agree.
Me personally, I've started a new survival world called Java Land because I've never really done the whole Minecraft Java experience. And let me tell you, I did this as a random seed or whatever. But whenever I say I found a massive mushroom island, it is pretty decently sized. Like it's probably 5 to 600 blocks around, like
That is
from one
massive.
end to the other. And it's got an ocean monument on either side of it as well, which I find really cool.
Wow. Based on what you said to me before, I think your Java experience is going really well. And I mean, me in particular, back when I hadn't really understood the difference between Bedrock and Java, I was like Bedrock all the way. But now, based on what you're telling me, I think Java is really what I want to aim for in the future.
Java Edition definitely has its upsides, that's for sure. Now, I will say that Bedrock Edition is just so much easier to play with people. Like having the cooperative experience is just so much easier on Bedrock Edition because on Java you have to set up a whole server. They don't have the friending system.
Oh, wow. I was unaware of that.
Yeah, I think that we could see some parity between Java and Bedrock, and that would really improve the experience.
As far as I know, Mojang is really trying to just meld the two together, which would be great. If we can get the best of both worlds, that would be absolutely amazing.
It would be absolutely amazing. However, there do seem to be a few Java Edition and Bedrock Edition things that they seem pretty intent on keeping different. But I think that's a conversation for another day when I have my notes all set up for that, because that's a whole conversation.
Makes sense. What else do you want to talk about at the moment?
Well, I think we can jump into the news segment if you're willing, and then kind of just wing it from there.
Sure.
Welcome to the monthly news for the month of November of 2025. We'll be looking at the latest reports in movies, TV, and games, but especially Minecraft, as well as looking at different reveals for Lego and stuff like that. Today, we're a little bit less organized than we intend to always be, just because we wanted to have one out this month to practice. So we really just kind of got a list of bullet points here. But yeah, is there anything from the news of the last month that you want to talk about specifically before we go
Uh,
through
at,
my list?
at some point, I would like to cover once again the abysmal news for Lego Star Wars.
The
If there's
prices.
any Lego Star Wars fans out there, I'm sure you know that at this point, news always seems to be disappointing in that regard. But to kick off that conversation, Lego has smart bricks in a few of their sets. I'm sure you know about that.
I do know about that, and I'm not a fan, to be honest.
And smart bricks exponentially increase the cost of Lego, which is already one of the most poorly priced products.
I will say,
Well,
however, for us Marvel fans, there's been the Marvel sets for 2026 released at decent prices. It's insane.
Yes, I agree. The Marvel wave that is upcoming is a very, very good wave. And man, I wish I had the money for both Marvel and Star Wars. But for the Star Wars wave that's upcoming in January, there's quite a few things leaked. The biggest thing that is a concern is the X-Wing.
The chunky
And
X-wing.
the chunky X-Wing. Yes. It is chibi scale, it seems, based on everything we know. It's a $90 chibi scale 4 plus X-Wing with a smart brick and a smart minifigure.
Listen, I kind of don't mind the concept. I'll be honest. As a kid, I thought it would be hilarious. I now know that is completely impossible, but I dreamed of someday inventing a remote control minifigure that could walk around and do stuff.
I don't think a smart minifigure is going to be anywhere near that exciting.
I'm just saying, I don't mind the idea of interactive stuff. The fact that it's so like big, expensive, and that it makes the minifigure look significantly worse is what's having the problem for me. I don't mind smart integration with Lego, but I strongly believe it should be a sub theme of some kind, just as Lego Dimensions was, so you can opt out of it if you wish to.
Agreed. And none of there's only one other set that is currently rumored to include smart features. So in a way, that's exactly what's happening. And I think what Lego's going to get is practically no one is going to buy the X-Wing or the Darth Vader's TIE Advanced, which is the other set that has the smart features. And they're just going to realize really quickly nobody cares about electronic features in Lego. Lego is all about the bricks.
Actually, I may argue with you there because I don't think that me and you and adult fans of Lego are the target audience because children will love that. It just look at the Lego Mario line. All us like older Mario fans are like, "Oh my gosh, no Mario figures. What is this?" I do like some of the display sets they have though, like the mystery block and the Super Mario World Mario. But those sets sell super well with kids. Like kids love those sets.
What would you say the average price of a Mario set is?
Um, I'm gonna say this is the average because a lot of them are actually quite large, and all the ones with the figures are around this price range, but about 50 to 60.
This X-Wing is selling for $90.
Well,
Few grandparents or parents in general want to spend that for a Christmas gift or just a birthday gift. And the kids won't have the money for it either.
that's this is true, but I think that they're going to sell decently. I actually think that I don't think they're gonna skyrocket sales or anything like that, but I don't think it's gonna flop immediately, which is bad for us because we want it to flop so that they stop doing it.
Yes, we want it to flop.
Moving into some other news though, a bunch of movies have had a lot of information coming out recently. We have a new Godzilla movie confirmed, a new Coco Melon movie confirmed, the Minecraft movie 2 has been confirmed, and the Super Mario Galaxy's first trailer and some additional casting information has come out in this month. So I kind of want to dive into each of those little ones. Some of them will take longer than others, but what do you think right off the bat after me saying that?
Um, let's see. I am not up to date on the modern Godzilla franchise, so I don't really have any thoughts on that. Um, Coco Melon is just concerning. It's like kids already have a vastly short attention span in this modern era. You want to sit them down for 2 hours of Coco Melon?
I will say that a slightly interesting pattern going on here as this year, last year in November, we got a trailer for a video game movie starring Jack Black that comes out in April. We have the same thing happening this November. We've just gotten a video game movie trailer starring Jack Black for a movie coming out in April. And we may have a repeat with the Minecraft movie too the next year.
Interesting. Okay, so what's the current one that Jack Black is rumored to be in?
It's not rumored. It's the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, and he plays Bowser. So,
Oh. Did he play Bowser in the first one?
yes, he did.
Okay.
So, And
Um,
also, in addition to the already stellar cast of Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Seth Rogen, Anna Taylor-Joy, and Jack Black, we are also going to be bringing in Brie Larson as Princess Rosalina. And I will say they did actually play a clip of her voice acting the character. I think it does work, to be honest.
well, I know this is a controversial opinion, but I thought the first Super Mario Bros. Movie was completely mid. Probably a 4 out of 10, honestly.
Okay, that's a little bit low.
I know
That's a
I
little
was
bit.
not the target audience,
See,
but
but are you like a decent Mario fan of any kind?
I mean, I definitely appreciate the games, but I did not appreciate the movie.
Hmm. I don't know. I appreciated the movie. I would give it probably like a 7 out of 10. I think where it was really lacking was mainly some plot. The plot was decent, but not all that complicated. And it was mainly for the amount of references and Easter eggs they shoved in the movie, to be honest.
They did shove in a lot of references and Easter eggs, but I think two things in particular. They relied too heavily on a lot of famous songs like Thunderstruck.
Yo, are you gonna diss the 80s soundtrack of the movie? Because that was one of my favorite things.
I am dissing their reliance on the 80s soundtrack.
No. Take On
I
Me
think
was my favorite one. Actually, no, they had Mr. Blue Sky at the end. I can't say that. Man.
so. I think it was some really good songs, but not in the context that they were using them. And I think it was made far too much to only be an action film to appeal to kids with cool action sequences.
I appreciate myself some action sequences, though. I'll be honest.
So the new Minecraft movie, what do you have to say about that? Because I haven't heard anything, honestly.
Uh, the only thing is that I think it's gone into production. I think that's the announcement that we got. But
Okay.
I will say, for a second Minecraft movie to exist, I really enjoyed the first Minecraft movie. The second one needs to have more story.
Okay. I have not watched the first Minecraft movie yet.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We'll watch it together sometime.
Okay. I see you also have written down Doctor Who.
Yes.
And legitimately, you've gotten me pretty interested in watching Doctor Who. I just know that you're the only way I have access to it,
Yeah. Well,
which
there's a lot of information on Doctor Who, and I'm not the one that's like best qualified to cover it. Basically, they went into a Disney deal. They made 3 specials, 2 seasons, and a spin-off TV show with Disney in their contract. Disney, even though the spin-off TV show has not come out yet, has told them they will not extend the contract. There will be no more seasons with Disney. And so this spin-off is kind of in a state of limbo. We know it's coming out this December, but like BBC doesn't really want to promote the show because they're going to be sending their fans to Disney, who they'll no longer be carrying the show with as of next year. So instead of a Christmas special, which has happened a lot of years with Doctor Who, the only time it didn't happen was when the show was in a state of decline with the Jodie Whittaker era. Is the only time they didn't do Christmas specials since its start in 2005. This
okay.
year will be another year without a Christmas special. However, they're substituting it with the spin-off show. We will be getting a Christmas special with some other service provider in 2027, but it won't be with Disney.
Okay.
So that's the information there.
Has the show just not been performing well enough for Disney?
Yeah, that's basically it. There's a lot of controversial subjects to it, um,
Uh,
like about it becoming very Disney-fied, if you know what I mean.
I definitely see what you mean. So
But
I'm glad Disney's getting rid of it.
yeah, we're glad Disney's getting
Getting
rid
rid of
of
them.
it, but they took so long to decide if they were getting rid of it that now we're having a whole year without any Doctor Who.
Okay.
Another one that happened, the Toy Story 5 teaser trailer just came out. Have you seen that yet?
No, I have not. But based on that, I think we've basically seen the creation of the Toy Story cinematic universe.
Oh, the Toy Story cinematic universe was created a long time ago when they started doing those weird shorts.
Oh, yes, I definitely see what you mean. But we could just call it the Pixar cinematic universe because those movies link together so much.
Yeah, have
The
you ever
Easter eggs
seen
are
the
enticing.
Pixar theory?
I've seen a good bit about it, but I haven't studied it in full.
It's very interesting to dive into. I put on videos about it sometime through my headphones, and I don't watch it. I just listen to the video while I clean or something.
Okay. Most interesting Easter egg I saw recently was the Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story. I saw it drive past the one window in Coco.
I have some information for you.
Okay.
Did you know that, with the only exception being The Incredibles, the Pizza Planet truck is in every single Pixar movie?
I was not aware of that.
It is in every single one except The Incredibles.
Wait, so that means that the Pizza Planet truck is in Cars,
Yes, it is,
correct?
and it's
Okay,
alive.
that's really interesting.
Hmm. That's one of the things that pulls the whole universe together in those theories.
Okay.
I will say,
Well,
oh sorry,
going more in depth on just there being a Toy Story 5, 1 through 3 were great. I haven't watched them in a while, though, unfortunately. I wasn't as impressed with 4, but it was a lot better than a lot of movies nowadays.
4 is my preferred ending point to the storyline. I like
See,
it better than 3, and that's
if
not
they
that popular of opinion, but I do.
if they ended with if they ended 4 with Woody becoming a quote unquote lost toy, how can they have a number 5?
In the teaser trailer, he's back in Bonnie's bedroom somehow.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if the teaser trailer is actual footage from the movie though, or if it's just announcing the thing. You'll have to watch it sometime. Nobody talks. It's like 30 seconds long.
But just a note with all of this talk of remakes and continuations of various sagas, we all know whenever movies are done like that, it's just a big money grab.
Mhm. I think if you can come up with a good enough story to tell, then it's worth telling. But whenever you're just trying to do it to add on to the series to make money, that's not good. I will say,
Agreed.
moving on to this next topic, the Star Wars Starfighter movie. This kind of ties back into Doctor Who, but the lead of 3 Doctor Who seasons, Matt Smith, is going to be playing the villain in this Star Wars Starfighter movie with Ryan Gosling as the lead.
I do not know who Ryan Gosling is.
I think he's a pretty famous guy. I think that's his name, right? See, I'm not well into the loop of everything, but I read an article about it a while back, and it seems interesting.
I'll say, if you gave me the title Star Wars Starfighter and asked me what I thought of it, if that was all I had, I would be all in because having like a movie focusing on Rogue Squadron or something like that would be incredibly epic. Just make it your Star Wars version of Maverick, and I would absolutely love it.
Yes.
But I know that this is taking place after the sequel trilogy, so I hate the idea.
See, I don't know how controversial this is because I'm not super into the Star Wars community. I know this first thing I'm going to say is not all that controversial. I did not finish episode 9 because that's how much I disliked it.
Not know that.
I have still never seen the entirety of episode 9. Somehow Palpatine returned. What in the world?
I never knew that. I
Yeah,
honestly wasn't sure if you had watched episode 9, and I was pretty sure that if you had watched it, you had watched the whole thing.
I started it and turned it off.
That was a good decision.
This might be controversial. I like the prequels better than the original trilogy, though. The prequels are my preferred Star Wars era, at least for me.
You have delved into a very controversial topic, but I'd say it's split very 50-50.
Mm. All right, let's go into the Lego news. We've
Here's
already spoken a little bit about Lego Marvel 2026 January sets. Do we really want to touch any more on that? Like, do you have things you want to say, things you're excited about,
You know,
or
list off like which sets you're most excited about, and I'm just gonna chime in with my agreement.
we have a Daily Bugle in the new Marvel building scale.
Yes. And I'm so happy that there's a much more affordable Daily Bugle compared to the quote unquote UCS one.
Yeah, agreed. We have the they started a new line of sets that's like epic battles, and we have one from Spider-Man 3, the original Sam Raimi trilogy, and one from Age of Ultron, which is the Hulkbuster versus the Hulk Spider-Man against Venom and Sandman. I think were the only two in the set.
Yes, it would have made sense for them to throw in um the Green Goblin. I don't remember that.
Harry Osborn.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why they didn't do that.
Yeah, me too. I didn't actually think about that until just now. But because the
Um,
Hobgoblin was actually decent in that movie.
I didn't know that that was meant to be the Hobgoblin.
It's a weird version of the Hobgoblin. There's a storyline where his best friend becomes the Hobgoblin. There's theories about whether or not that'll happen to Ned in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, but whatever. That's a different topic.
Um, yeah, you've heard my thoughts on the new Hulkbuster set. I think that Hulkbuster is just ugly.
And I disagree. I actually think that that's a really cool display piece. And I think that I'll be getting it because it's such a cool display piece. And also, this is one of the standouts of the line. Iron Man has arm printing.
See, with Lego Minecraft and stuff like that, I hear about all of these new inclusions of like new player skins, new dyed sheep. That's the kind of stuff that it makes sense that you'd love to collect it. I would love to collect every Lego Astromech, but I just know I don't have the money. And I think it's cool that Marvel has that kind of stuff as well.
In what are you saying? Like the different Iron Mans? Because people collect the Iron Mans a lot.
Um, Kind of like that. If I were to collect Iron Mans, rather than collecting all of the different versions of the minifigure, I would collect every Mark armor.
Yeah,
You
one
get what I
variant
mean?
of every suit.
Yes. The best variant of every suit.
And then that would always update as the minifigures got better. It would be a maintaining
Yes.
collection, which I see that. There might be someone that does that. I don't really know. I'm trying to think. What were the other standout sets? There was a lot of Spider-Man sets this wave, to be honest.
Yes.
There's the big buildable Iron Man, which honestly I'm like, okay, sure, I'm not buying that, but it looks decent. Like it's a
Yeah.
decent build of Iron Man.
I mean, some people love these buildable characters. And yeah, they definitely look cool. They're just not for me.
Yeah, same. I'm a minifigure guy.
Yes.
I will say though, going back real quick, that the fact that we are getting Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogy sets is kind of interesting because this is the second one. Because we had the tram from earlier this year, and now the Spider-Man 3 set. Wait, that means we're only missing a Spider-Man 1 set.
Um, what would make the most sense there? A bridge? That was Spider-Man 1, correct?
Yeah, the bridge with either the bridge with the Green Goblin or that like ledge in the one party where Green Goblin showed up and he had to save Mary Jane the first time.
I think I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, as I'm pretty sure I said, it's been a really long time since I watched any of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
It's probably been about a year, maybe two for me, year and a half, somewhere like that. So I tend to go and rewatch these things quite often. But this does ask a question like if we're gonna get amazing Spider-Man sets, because that's what I want. If I'm being honest, I want Andrew Garfield Spider-Man sets. That's what I would like.
Should I watch the Amazing Spider-Man movies?
Have you not seen them?
I have not.
They are incredibly decent. So like the second one is incredibly decent. I think the first one's a really good character story. I don't know if it does that well of being an action story.
Okay.
But I enjoyed him. I enjoy him a lot. I think that those movies get an unnecessary amount of hate. I know that there are problems with them, but I think that the good parts outweigh the bad ones.
Okay. What other Lego news would you like to talk about?
I have Lego Legend of Zelda. So we had the Great Deku Tree that came out. Was it?
I don't know.
Once you get a second to talk, I'll go ahead and mute my mic and search it up. But we have rumors, only rumors, that we will be getting another Legend of Zelda set coming out this next year, and I am crossing my fingers that it will be cheaper than $300.
Yeah. I I've never played Legend of Zelda. It looks like a really cool game, and I know it's very iconic. Um, yeah, that last one looked to me to be very, very overpriced. And having something smaller, and I don't know if there's any way you could make it more iconic, because as I said, I don't know Legend of Zelda, but that would make a ton of sense to me for this next set.
Yeah, I have. Yes, I have played some Legend of Zelda before. Uh, Mostly the Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom games, the 3D ones. And I will say I enjoyed them somewhat. I didn't finish either of them. They're really long games, and I don't tend to game for long periods of time. Like the only game I really come back to is Minecraft. With other ones, I kind of just try them out. Sometimes I finish them, like Mario
I,
Odyssey.
I'm gonna guess that the Legend of Zelda games. I mean, this is completely out there based on other similar type games I know. Um, they take maybe 20 hours total to play through, which is quite the long game. I mean, that's up there with um, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, Knights of the Old Republic. Of course, I'm just listing all Star Wars games because that's what I know best.
Yeah, so I will say that I looked it up, and the Great Deku Tree did come out in September of 2024. So it's been a while since we had a set.
It's been just over a year now.
Yep. I'm looking up the average Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild completion time. We're looking at 50 to 100 hours. I probably got like 6 hours in,
Wow.
which is still a lot.
Why are games that are that long and in depth not being produced for so many other things? Honestly,
Yeah, Legend of Zelda does have its kind of unique style. I will, at least the Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom. Like, Jesus reigns. When I tell you this open world is massive, I cannot stress it enough. It takes like 4 hours of real time to walk from one end to the other, and you
are
have
there
to go
teleportation
around to
features?
locations. You have to go there once to be able to teleport to it. But yes,
Wow, that makes sense why it would take so long.
it's almost the Globetrotter type of movie as a game.
I don't know what a Globetrotter type of movie is.
It's basically one of those movies where most of the movie is spent traveling.
Okay.
I guess kind of similar
I
to the first Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I heard that there is a new Mario Kart game that is open world, and you can travel between the racetracks.
Yeah, it's called Mario Kart World, and it does have a very unique thing. The main downside to that is that you only get one lap on the tracks, and that's kind of sad because,
Oh,
like, if
yeah,
you're
that
like
is sad.
me, I like to improve every lap, and like I'm like, okay,
Uh-huh.
now I know where to go, and that's a lot harder to do. The other complaint people have is that the drive time between tracks is quite long, and that you have like a lot of boring time just going down straight highways. But uh, I can
Makes
see
sense.
some cool things to it. I personally will likely never play this game because the Nintendo Switch 2, I think it comes with Mario Kart World, is like $500.
Um, Eventually it'll be cheaper. You know, like when the Nintendo Switch 3 comes out.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of my friends will get it, and I'll just go play with them because I have friends.
The open world concept is certainly cool to me.
It is
Um,
cool. Would you consider Minecraft an open world game?
um,
Or is it just
in-
sandbox because that's what it is?
I'd consider it more sandbox because it's got this algorithm that makes the world change every time, and it doesn't have like NPCs that can give you quests or anything. I think an open world needs to have NPCs that can give you quests.
What about a cartographer handing you a trial chamber map. That's basically a quest.
I'd say you knew beforehand what the quest was, and not knowing exactly what the quest is, if
That
this is your first time
that
playing the
is
game.
a topic that I would like to cover sometime about Minecraft. You can't it is like not possible to play Minecraft to its fullest extent without having foreknowledge.
Agreed.
It's just there's no way. If you went into it completely blind, you'd like even if you even managed to get far enough into it to be enjoying it, there's no way you'd ever find everything.
Agreed. There is so much to cover. But
Like
I think it would be cool to go into Minecraft not having much knowledge.
I've thought about doing it before, but just trying to not get any spoilers about a Minecraft update until the update comes out and then just playing it and trying to figure it out.
I think we should do that together.
Yeah, we should choose some time to do it.
Let's see. Once Mounts of Mayhem comes out, let's swear an oath to not give ourselves any updates on the next update after that.
I'll just go and temporarily unsubscribe from all of my Minecraft news channels. Well, wait a minute. If we did that though, we would be doing a pretty poor job of keeping people up to date on this podcast during those months.
That is true. Does that mean we now are obliged to describe Mounts of Mayhem to our listeners right now?
I actually think Mounts of Mayhem was last month, so that's not in our jurisdiction.
Ah, okay.
So,
What do you think this month is?
We do have some Minecraft information from this month, besides Bedrock being completely destroyed and it's still only being half fixed. We do have a new Minecraft mobile game similar to Candy Crush that just came out.
Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we've got like it's kind of like it really just is like Candy Crush but Minecraft skin. That's pretty much all it is.
That is one of the most unoriginal things you could ever do.
And then also in the Minecraft news category, we have Hermitcraft
11.
Season 11. Yes. If you somehow don't know, Hermitcraft is a Minecraft server where a bunch of creators play together that has been going for over 13 years now, I think. It's either over or getting on 13 years. And in the words of
rundown, they're all in survival, and it's their combined forever world.
Yeah, for 2.5 years.
Yeah. They do so much with it. It's absolutely insane.
It helps that they like that's their job.
Yes.
So
they
kind of get paid to do it. So I think that like about ropes it in for the news, or at least the things that I'm aware of and wanted to talk about. Do you have anything else that you're looking forward to talking about that's not on the bullet point list that we've got here?
Well, I thought I'd just add on the thought of Hermitcraft Season 11.
Mm-hmm.
I am coming to the conclusion of Season 7 at the moment. What I did was I started Hermitcraft on Season 10, got caught up, and then I went backwards from there. And I don't intend to watch anything before Season 7. So within a couple weeks, I am going to be up to date on Season 11. And I'm just really excited for that.
Yeah. I will say, have you seen any of Season 11 so far?
I have not. I want to wait until I'm done with Season 7.
All I'll say is it is off to a great start.
When is Hermitcraft not off to a great start?
Season 8?
How did Season 8 start? That was Bodum?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a kind of slow start.
Yeah, it was. I will say, I don't think that a slow start and a bad start are the same thing.
Agreed.
Well,
I'm off to a slow start on my new forever world, but I'm not off to a bad start.
Well, with that out of the way, we will normally have a pre-chosen topic that we'll talk about for this last like 10 minutes. But why don't for this time we choose something that we either touched on briefly or something we touched on earlier that you want to have a longer conversation about just to round off this podcast.
Well, you know what? I think we have just enough time to describe that mystery topic that I mentioned to you before we started.
Ooh, goody.
So you'll probably remember me mentioning this briefly to you once before. Have you ever just been going throughout your day and wishing that you could start quoting something very random and then somebody else would just pick up the conversation and start quoting the other part of it?
Is this a wish or when has this happened to you? Because I know that
It
this has
has not
happened to me on
happened.
occasion.
I I want it to happen.
And I want it to happen. So what's something that you'd want to be quoted back to you?
Um, yeah, for me, one big thing that comes to mind is just if I started the conversation from the opening scene in Rogue One between Galen and Krennic. I would love for somebody else to just pick up the other side of the conversation.
I was about to say that's so specific, but I'm not one to judge because I was going to say the Doctor's speech from the 12th Doctor episode where he's talking to the Zygons and the government, the British government about war. I want someone to be able to relay the other end of that conversation to me. So I don't think I could harp on you for being specific. Mine's way more specific than that.
See, I could start it off as something like, "You're a hard man to find, Galen." And then it would just go from there and we'd reenact the entire thing. That would
Well,
be beautiful.
thanks, Frodo. I will be honest, I have seen Rogue One time.
But honestly, I think we could do something like that right here, right now. We might be able to. And I have something very specific in mind. Hey, do you think that there are more doors or wheels in the world?
I can't. That is not one that I have watched enough times to be able to do that.
Ah, no.
I know what you're talking
See,
about.
Loft Studios is exactly what I have thought about that the most for.
If just imagine he's like, like maybe the captain guy when he got hit by the other person's car, and he's like, "You got hit by my car. You hit me with your car." Like that whole conversation is so funny as well.
No, 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 no. What the heck, dude?
I'm gonna have to bleep that out, so people are gonna think that's way worse than it was.
Okay. If you haven't seen that video, just go watch Road Trauma by Loft
Well, the,
Studios.
the thing is like I love his new stuff and it's getting like super popular, but I went back and watched all his old stuff and it's so funny.
And it's so underrated.
Uh-huh. What the one where is like the two businessmen are arguing about who's gonna go around the other. Have you
Funny
ever
thing, it just so happens that you happen to be in my way.
that one or bread? The bread one is also good.
Oh, wait. What was the bread one?
He
Oh,
was
yes.
like,
Would you like to buy my bread?
no, please, will you buy my bread?
And of course, my memories just get contaminated by the bloopers.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't think of the right one.
Take my bread. Take my money.
I'll take everything that you got.
All right. I guess that means that's the last portion of the podcast should be taken just, laying it down on Loft Studios, just being just Loft Studios. He makes Lego stop motion animation cinematic universes at the moment, which, by the way,
Yes.
as a member of his Patreon, he is starting a storyline that has to do with clay characters. That's all I know.
Ooh, I'm excited. Yeah, we're just trying to make it that his next collab is over 24 hours long.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what
Yeah. So basically he does these collabs where anyone can enter and become a part of it. And this last time it was like, how long was it? Like 4 or 5 hours long?
Okay, the last collab he did was, I think, nearly 3 hours long.
Was it?
The first one he did, with his subscriber count being literally 1 out of 700 times the size, it was 40 minutes long.
Yeah, we definitely need to make it to where the next one is just so long and massive.
I think if he were to get so many subscribers that his collab was that long, he would never do another collab.
All right, before we do our outro, I just realized we forgot to do the Chanalytics section completely.
Okay.
So
Um,
this is us after. We insert this after. We'll have to do it really quickly. But this is the Channelytics section where we talk about what our YouTube projects are and how we're doing on YouTube generally. For this first one, let's introduce each other, like say how many subscribers we have, what our goals are, what our content type is. Let's just relay that real quick. Then we'll do the outro and we gotta go.
okay. Do you want to start?
Sure, I can start if you want, especially if you want to get your thoughts in order. So, my name is Spidey Steve, and currently I'm a content creator that makes content around Minecraft and most specifically Minecraft YouTubers like the Hermitcraft members and the live series members. I make video essays as well as some kind of let's play style videos. I have about, I just surpassed 3,500 subscribers and I have about 800,000 views to overall, I think. So I have been making content for 3 years and it's changed its style quite often. And it originally started with Lego stuff, which I still continue on my other channel, Spidey Steve Builds. And Lego and stop motion is definitely one of the things that me and Jesus Rain Studio here have talked about a lot and definitely grown together with, especially with inspiration for Loft Studios. I think we've gotten a lot better.
Oh, yes. Yes. Um, Honestly, just his tutorials and so many other YouTubers' tutorials have been absolutely one of the biggest things that has helped me improve. But anyway, on to my channel. My channel's name is Jesus Reigns Studio. Uh, if you try typing that in, you'll probably get somewhat confused because it is a confusing name to type in. I currently have 752 subscribers, and I'm not nearly as good at uploading as Spidey Steve is. I keep my channel almost exclusively to Lego Star Wars, and my biggest part of it is stop motion. I am working on a very large stop motion at the moment, which was my way of featuring a big mock that I made. But after I'm done with that stop motion, with that mock, I'm excited to present a stop motion speed build of my next mock, which I think is going to be some of my highest quality content that I have ever made.
I'm looking forward to that one. And for anyone out there confused, a mock is a my own creation. It's just refers to a Lego build, generally a very detailed or large one.
And if you don't know what stop motion is, it's basically taking pictures that are shown in very quick succession to make a movie out of them.
Yes, yes. All right. Well, I believe unless you have anything else you want to touch on, that is about the end of this episode.
Yeah, this was a very good first episode, I'd say.
I would say so as well. Hopefully, we'll be a little bit more organized in the future. I intend, whenever I have a bullet point list, as Jesus Reigns can see, but you guys cannot. When I have that, I intend to either have links to or copy pasted words from the official articles that announce them that we can read off.
Okay.
But with that here, I think that Jesus Reigns Studio should take the outro because I took the intro for this episode.
Okay. Well, thank you all very, very much for listening. I definitely had fun talking about these topics here with Spidey Steve. And we will see you all again next month, where we will have more Popcast type of content ready for you. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye.